think you can see me just fine. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and get started just in either hero's pose, so a kneeling position, hips back to your heels, and then just sit up nice and tall. If this does not work for you, you're more than welcome to take your feet out wider and sit up on top of a pillow or a blanket, or if you just want to sit in any other seated position, that's fine with me. So take a moment and just kind of get your wiggles out. Maybe take a couple stretches, reach your arms up, stretch from side to side, just kind of anything that feels good in your body this morning. I think stretching in the morning just feels so good, just like you're waking up all over again. So as you're ready, find stillness in your seat. You can rest your hands on your lap. You can bring your hands to your heart. You can bring one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. So whatever feels like it resonates for you this morning. Close your eyes. Relax through your face. Relax through your shoulders. And see if right off you can just notice, where are you holding tension in your body that you didn't even realize before. So for me, a lot of times I'm tensing up through my shoulders or I'm clenching my jaw. So just start to notice, where do I tense up? Just unconsciously. And then by bringing consciousness to it, awareness to it, maybe you can start to soften a little bit. And then let's just drop into our practice with 3 great big huge breaths. So next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. Take a moment to pause at the top of this breath and just feel it inside of your body. Feel this fullness inside of your body. Exhale, big open mouth sigh, let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Hold at the top. Keep holding your breath, but see if you can relax and soften around it. And then exhale, big open mouth sigh, let it go. Last time, so biggest inhale of your morning, right here, right now. Just invite all of this fresh air, this big, deep breath, this oxygen into your system. Hold. Feel it as prana, as life force energy inside of you, aliveness inside of you. And then when you're ready, sigh it out, let it go. Seal your lips gently now and start to bring in your ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. So this breath, if you can get it, I think it is life-changing. So if you can learn to breathe from your diaphragm, taking your breath all the way down the length of your torso into your low belly and even your low back. So each time you inhale, everything expands, everything inflates, and then each time you exhale, everything contracts and hugs in. So feel your belly button pull back towards your spine and find a connection to your center. So for me, when I finally got this breath, when this breath finally clicked for me, it really changed the way that my practice, my physical practice, felt inside of my body. So if you can't quite get it today, no big deal, but just keep exploring it, keep being curious about it. Take a moment to just connect with your own internal rhythm, the rhythm of your own breath. And then when you feel ready to add some movement, you can take your breath with you. Come forward to your hands and your knees and just start to move in your own way. So intuitive, unstructured movement just for these first couple moments. So we're using this movement to just explore what our bodies are doing today, how our bodies are feeling this morning. So maybe you slept a little bit funky on your shoulders or on your neck, and you start to notice that here. Maybe you feel stiff in your hips, and you start to notice that. You start to bring more awareness to it. So no right or wrong. You can move in any way you want to. There is nothing that is too strange. And just make it feel either good in your body or kind of interesting in your body. So what are you learning about your body as you move through this just creative, intuitive movement? And then can you feel your breath? Big, expansive inhales, long, strong exhales. Can you feel your breath moving through you? And can you use your breath to become more present? So when we're focused on our breath, everything else, whatever we've got going on in our lives, everything else just kind of falls away, and we allow ourselves to become more present, to come more into the here and now. So I'm going to say give yourself 3 to 5 more rounds. And then eventually, let's meet up in a downward facing dog. So you can get there in your own time. You can even transition in your own way. So if you want to take a vinyasa to get there, if you want to take a hovering tabletop and then slowly lift your hips and press them back, sometimes I think that feels really good and it kind of helps create more strength through the arms and the core. So get into down dog when you're ready, and then we'll take a few breaths there. So downward facing dog, I used to hate it. It used to be my least favorite pose in all of yoga, and I hated coming to yoga because we had to do down dog so much. Then I figured out how to make down dog work better for my own body. So for me, it was finding that big bend in my knees and then realizing, oh, I can keep this bend in my knees and just work on the length in my spine. Sometimes we've got our hands and our feet too close together or maybe even too far apart. So if you're not sure how far apart your hands and your feet should be, a good way to measure is to come forward to a plank position like you're about to do a push-up. And then without moving your hands or your feet, just lift your hips and press them back. You might walk your feet forward just an inch or a half an inch, not much. So you really do want a lot of space between your hands and your feet so you can stretch into the posture and move into it. Do whatever feels good. Go wherever your body calls you to go. So maybe you're pedaling out your heels, shifting your hips from side to side. Perhaps you want to shake your head yes or no and just really find some relaxation in your neck, maybe a little more length in the back of your neck. And then can you feel your breath, and can you use your breath to support you here? So inhale to create lift, to create buoyancy and lightness. Exhale to plug into your center, to find your intrinsic strength. Let's take just one more big inhalation into our down dog. And then exhale, gaze forward to the top of your yoga mat. However you want to get there, travel to the top of your mat, forward fold. Feet about hips width distance apart. All 10 toes face directly forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Pause here. Bend your left knee a lot. Bring your left fingertips to the ground underneath your chest and reach your right arm to the sky. Get your right leg as straight as you can. Stay rooted through the inner edge of your right foot. And imagine you're trying to pull your right hip towards the back of your mat. At the same time, reach forward through the crown of your head and then reach up through your fingertips. Twist. Take one more big deep breath. End of your exhalation, slowly unwind and switch sides. So right knee bends a lot, right fingertips on the ground, left arm to the sky. Twist from your center. So feel that ringing out sensation coming from your belly button. Root down into the inner edge of your left foot. Pull your left hip back in space. And then reach up. Try to touch the ceiling with your left fingertips. Take one more round. End of your exhale. Nice job. Unwind. Let's go for ragdoll pose. Just 2 or 3 breaths. So grab opposite elbows. Kind of let your upper body sway, swing, or bob. Let your head be very heavy. And see if you can bring your weight just slightly forward. So moving a little more into the front half of both feet. Keeping your heels pretty light on the ground. And then really think of lifting your sit bones towards the sky. Feel your core engage here, so your belly button is pulling in and up. And as you pull your belly button in and up, your butt lifts higher. So you're using your strength to actually create more mobility. End of your next exhale, release your elbows, and then let's roll today as slow as you can go. Roll all the way up to stand. We're not going to reach our arms up, so just let your arms hang heavy, let your head hang heavy. And then at the very, very top, your head stacks over your spine, your shoulders roll back and down, your palms open to face forward so they're nice and receptive. You can stay where you're at, or if it feels better, to bring your big toes together with a little gap in between your heels. That is a perfect option as well. That's more traditional. For me, it feels better with my feet about hips width distance apart. So just notice what feels best and most in integrity for your body. Take a moment here standing in your mountain pose, Tadasana, arms by your sides, palms open. Close your eyes. Feel into your body from the inside. So rather than thinking about how your body feels, see if you can just simply experience it as energy from the inside out. And when we do this, we become more present. Stay as you are, breathe in as big as you can, maybe grow a little bit taller as you root down through your feet. Hold in fullness. Exhale, big open mouth sigh, let it go. All right, Ujjayi breath. Inhale, arms to the sky. Let's flow. Exhale, slow swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, spinal extension, lengthen. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet. This time, reverse swan dive. So come through your halfway lift. Continue to rise. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, just like that. Inhale, high mountain. Maybe you gaze up. Exhale, slow dive. So traction out your spine, lengthen your side bodies, then release and fold. With your inhalation, Ardha Uttanasana. So halfway lift, get all the rounding out of your back, lengthen through the back of your neck. Exhale, bow, fold in. Now press into your feet. Lead with your heart, rise up. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, take your arms to the sky. And then exhale, bring your right hand to your right hip. Shift your hips or push your hips over to the left. Reach your upper body over to the right. So a nice side body stretch. I think this stretch always feels good, and especially in the morning. If you want to take it deeper, you're welcome to take a different variation. So if you want to grab hold of your left wrist or interlace your fingers, there's a couple different options, so feel free to go there if it will serve you. Take about 1 or 2 more breaths. You should have a little more weight in your left foot, and then breathe down your left side body. Shift your hips further over to the left. Reach further to the right. Take one last round. Inhale, come back through center, reach up, realign your spine, and then with your exhale, left hand to left hip, push your hips to the right, and then upper body reaches up and then reaches to the left. If you want to take a different variation, choice is always yours. So for me, I'm just keeping it pretty gentle for now, and then really using my breath to create space in my right side. So more weight in your right foot. Think of a crescent moon shape with your body. Hips go to the right as your upper body goes to the left. Take one more round, see if you can reach even further. Inhale, come back to center, arms to the sky, stretch tall. Exhale, let's bring our hands behind our back and get into our shoulders. So interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back and down, squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. If you can, start to reach your hands back away from your body. So try not to lock out your elbows. Even if your arms are straight, you should feel like you have just a little bend in your elbows. And then option to create a little back bend. So lift your heart up, reach your knuckles down, keep drawing your belly button towards your spine so your low abdominal stays strong. Take one more great big inhale here. Let's keep our hands clasped. Exhale, slow dive down, forward fold. With your hands clasped, inhale to your halfway lift. So back muscles hug around your spine as you lengthen. And then exhale, let it go, fold. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds, keeping your fingers interlaced. So try to relax your neck. If it's helpful, bend your knees more. Weight slightly forward in your feet. Use the strength in your core to lift your butt up. See if you can reach your knuckles higher. Work that stretch in the front of your shoulders. Breathe even bigger. Take 1 more inhale. Fill up as big as you can. Exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp. Let your arms hang. You can give them a nice little shake out. Kind of feel that blood rushing back through. And then as you're ready, plank position. So plant your hands, step your feet to the back of your mat, plank pose. All right, listen here. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Come to your knees if you want to modify. Exhale, bend your elbows just a little bit, lower down an inch or 2. Inhale, press back up, high plank. This time, exhale, go a little bit further, so 2 or 3 inches down. Inhale, press back up. And then this time, exhale halfway down. So think of a 90-degree bend in your elbows. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, press up. And then exhale as slow as you can go all the way to your belly. Spider-Man Cobra. Hands come out wide. Lift to your fingertips. Elbows face the sky. Lift your chest up. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to your right. Dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, other side. So twist left, dip your right shoulder down. Inhale, come back to center. That feels so good. Let's go once more in each direction. Exhale, twist right. Stay on your fingertips, elbows face the sky. Inhale, center, lift your heart. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, lift your heart, come back to center, tone your low belly. Exhale, release. And then however you want to transition, just do it very intentionally. Downward facing dog is where we will meet up. So you can explore your down dog in your own way, absolutely. Or option to explore it with me. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. So if you're coming with me, bring your feet out about hips width distance apart, and then just roll onto the outer edge of your right foot, the inner edge of your left foot. Flex your toes, keep your ankles strong, press down through both of your hands, lift your hips even higher. So it's like we're kind of windshield wiping our heels from side to side. So as you're ready, we're going to come through center and then go the other way. So outer edge of left foot, inner edge of right foot to the ground. Keep your toes flexed, your ankles strong, spine long, lift your hips. I'm going to go once more to each side. If you like that, you can come with me. If you didn't like it, you can do something else. Totally up to you. So my heels are moving over to the right. I'm going to take a breath. And then through center, heels over to the left. All right, my friends. If you're with me, inhale, come back to center, down dog. And then exhale, everybody, gaze forward, top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Once you've arrived, find a halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet. Rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're going to build our flow now. Inhale, arms to the sky. Listen here. As you exhale, step your right foot off the right side of your mat. Reach your arms forward, bend your knees, sit your butt back. So you're in a squat position. Make sure your feet are parallel, all 10 toes face forward. And then rather than rounding your spine and looking down, lift through your heart, plug your shoulders into their sockets. So think of pulling your shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. As you do that, see if you can find more engagement through your core. Draw your belly button in and up. Weight should be in your heels. Maybe pick up your toes and spread them. Sit a little bit lower. Take one more round. Inhale, high mountain, so come back to your mat, arms reach up, stretch. Exhale, other side, so left foot steps to the left, arms forward, bend your knees, butt reaches back. So just like you're squatting, your feet are parallel, weight is in your heels, your belly's toned, so draw navel to spine. Squeeze your shoulder blades, especially the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards your spine. Plug your shoulders into the sockets. See if you can get a little lower in your legs. Start to feel that heat building. Take one more breath. Inhale, high mountain, stretch it out, lengthen. Now as you exhale, just cactus your arms, find a little baby back bend. You press your hips very gently forward. Inhale, arms to the sky, realign. And then exhale, take it all the way down, slow dive. Halfway lift with your inhalation, lengthen out. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. One more time with me, inhale at the top, exhale, lower just an inch or two, so not much, bend your elbows a little bit. Inhale, press back up. Exhale a little further, so 2 or 3 inches down, strong arms, strong belly. Inhale, press up. Exhale, halfway down. Don't let your belly drop, don't let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, up, and then exhale, chaturanga, so lower all the way through. Inhale, back bend of your choice. You're welcome to take an extra breath or two if you'd like. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Reconnect to those big, deep Ujjayi breaths. Next time you breathe in, take your right leg to the sky, stretch it out. So pause here for just a moment, really lengthen. Spread through your right toes, push your hands down and forward. Lift your left sit bone up. So imagine a rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling up, it's tugging back. Take one more inhale. Exhale, right knee to your nose, so curl in. Shoulders over wrists. Stay here as you breathe in. Push the ground away, lift your hips higher. Exhale, step your right foot forward. And then we'll rise up to crescent lunge. So in your own time, rise up, settle in. Front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Hips are square, so ever so slightly, pull your right hip back, your left hip forward. Tone your low abdominals, lift your chest, lengthen your side bodies, reach through your fingertips. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, right hand to your right hip, reach your left arm up and over to the right for a side body stretch. If you want to take a different variation, you can. So maybe you grab your left wrist, maybe you interlace your fingers, totally up to you. Keep your hips square and maybe even a little bit more. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward, squeeze through your inner thighs. Breathe down your left side. Maybe you feel this stretch all the way down into the front of your left leg, those hip flexor muscles. Take one more round. Reach a little bit further. Inhale back to crescent, arms to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground. And then keep your left hand down. Reach your right arm up for revolve lunge, twist. So legs strong, especially your back leg. Find power in your back leg. Squeeze your inner thighs and then twist from your center. Imagine you're trying to drag your right hip towards the back of your mat, but at the same time, your right knee hugs towards your left armpit. Take 2 more breaths. Use your inhales to lengthen and your exhales to work your twist. Good job. Now listen, end of your next exhalation. Bring your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Crawl your hands all the way over to the left side of your yoga mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs so you're in a wide-legged forward fold position. Inhale, lift halfway up. Now you may need to bend your knees a little bit or a lot. See if you can reach your arms out to the right and left, palms face down. So I want you to really keep lengthening your spine, reach your butt back, top of your head forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. Press the backs of your hands up towards the ceiling and press your chest towards the ground. So it's like you're flying here. Take one more big inhale. Breathe in every direction. Exhale, fold. Let it go. So give yourself about 4 or 5 breaths anywhere you want to take this pose. So you're welcome to move and explore or just find stillness. My only request is that your breath stays with you. Big, expansive, spacious. Just notice whatever there is to notice. Feel whatever there is to feel. Create more space with every single breath you take. If you happen to be playing with a headstand or anything upside down, begin to bring your feet back to the earth. And then everybody, next time you inhale, again, halfway lift. This time keep your fingertips on the ground and just crawl your hands to the top of your yoga mat. Rotate your toes to face forward so you're back in a low lunge. And then just step your back foot forward, nice and easy, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, spinal extension, lengthen. Exhale, let's tuck and curl, little potato bug balls. So I like to bring my big toes to touch for this one, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. You can leave your fingertips on the ground to help with balance, or wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins. Give yourself a big squeeze. So get as small as you can and breathe into your back body. As you exhale, pull your belly button back towards your spine. See if you can find the very, very deepest part of yourself, your center. Take one more round. Inhale, come back to a halfway lift position. So heels on the ground, spine parallel to the earth. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa any way you want. So you can add push-ups, you can skip it all together, you can take it on your knees. Maybe you want an extra breath in your back bend. Eventually, we'll see you back in down dog. Once you're back in your down dog, fire up your Ujjayi breath. Make it powerful and strong. Reconnect to it. Next time you inhale, left leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. So much length from your fingertips all the way up to your toes. Lift through your belly button. Lift your right butt cheek up higher. And then lengthen your left leg even more. Make it stronger, straighter, more powerful. Take one more inhale. Exhale, left knee to your nose. So curl in, hollow out your belly. Shoulders over wrists, high on your back tiptoe. Stay here as you breathe in. See if you can lift your hips higher, lift your left shin higher. Then like you're stepping over something, left foot forward, low lunge. Rise when you're ready, crescent lunge. So take a moment, find stability. So strong through your legs, really strong foundation. Tone your low abdominals, lift your heart, lengthen your side bodies, reach up, maybe take your gaze up. Soften your face and make sure you're still breathing, slow and steady. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your left hand to your left hip. Reach your right arm up as high as you can and then over to the left. Think of ever so slightly pulling your left hip back, right hip forward. If you want to go for another variation, you're welcome to. Might feel good to grab your right wrist, give it a little tug. Might feel good to interlace your fingers. So all I care about is that you're getting that length through your right side. Breathe into it. I feel this all the way down into my right hip flexors, the front of my right hip. So just notice what's there for you. Breathe into it. Take one more round. See if you can reach a little further. Inhale, back to crescent. Arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the ground. Keep your right hand down, left arm up, twist. Squeeze your inner thighs. twist from your center. So think of that wringing out from your spine, wringing out all your internal organs, just detoxing the inside of your body, releasing any stuckness. Imagine you're trying to pull your left hip towards the back of your mat, but at the same time, left knee hugs towards your right armpit. Back leg is strong, back foot is strong. Take 2 more rounds. Maybe you gaze up at your left hand. Maybe you relax your neck and let your head hang forest yoga style. So up to you. Take 1 last inhale. Now listen, exhale, unwind. Hands all the way over to the right side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs so you're in your wide-legged straddle. Inhale to a halfway lift. Now, see, again, if you can reach your arms out to the right and to the left. So if you need to, please bend your knees a little or a lot. Think of sticking your butt out behind you as you reach forward through the top of your head. Strong legs, strong back muscles. So back muscles squeeze around your spine. Can you find more length in all directions? 1 more inhale. And exhale, fold. Anywhere you want to go, again, about 5 deep breaths. So feel free to just be still. Focus on the movement of your breath within you, or feel free to bring in some movement, some exploration. Wherever you choose to go, your breath is with you. If you can make your exhales a little bit longer than your inhales. Breath as powerful as possible. If you happen to have your feet off the ground, slowly begin to bring them back to the earth. And then next time you inhale, find your halfway lift. Fingertips on the ground this time. Crawl your hands to the top of your mat. Rotate your toes to face forward. Step your back foot forward, forward fold. So both feet at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now listen, root through your feet, rise to stand all the way up. Inhale, full body stretch, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, and we're gonna move a little faster. So 1 breath, 1 movement now. Inhale, high mountain, here we go. Exhale, right foot steps to the right, arms reach forward, sit back into your squat, strong legs. Inhale, high mountain, rise, reach. Exhale, left foot steps to the left, sit back, reach forward. Keep your back muscles squeezing around your spine. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, little back bend, cactus your arms, open your heart, press your hips gently forward. Inhale, re-extend, realign. Exhale, slow dive, take it all the way down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, lower down, keep that exhale going, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. Big breaths. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Soft as you can. Exhale, right foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Slowly rise, strong through your legs. Exhale, side body stretch up and over to the right. So your variation, you're reaching over to the right. Inhale, come back to crescent. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, right arm to the sky for your twist. Follow with your gaze. Now exhale, unwind, crawl your hands all the way over to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. See if you can reach your arms out to the right and left. Exhale, fold, crown of your head towards the ground, navel in and up. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the ground. Exhale, crawl your hands to the top of your mat, rotate your toes to face forward. Inhale, step forward, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, tuck and curl your little tiny potato bug ball. Inhale, come back into your spinal extension. So spine parallel to the ground. And then exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips, take it back. Inhale, left leg high, spread your left toes. Like you're stepping over something, exhale, left foot forward, low lunge. Strong legs, inhale, rise up, crescent. Exhale, side body stretch over to the left, your variation. Inhale, come back to center, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Right hand stays rooted, inhale, left arm to the sky, twist. And exhale, unwind. Walk both hands over to the right side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Inhale, lift halfway, reach your arms out to both sides. Lots of length. Exhale, fold. Draw your belly button in and up. Crown of your head towards the ground, hips towards the sky. Inhale, lift halfway. Keep your fingertips down this time. Exhale, crawl your hands to the top of your mat. Rotate your toes to face forward. Inhale, step forward and lengthen your spine. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now root through your feet. Rise all the way to stand. Inhale, big stretch. Reach. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll go one more time through that sequence. Inhale, arms to the sky. Think of it as a moving meditation. Exhale, right foot steps right, sit back. Arms forward. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, other side, as low as you can go. Keep your heart lifted. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, cactus your arms, work your back bend. Stay connected to your center, belly button back and up. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, take it down, slow dive. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, chaturanga, lower down. Try to keep that exhale going. Inhale, heart lifts. Peel your heart open. Exhale, hips lift, down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. So big, huge inhalation, lengthen out. Exhale, softly, right foot steps through. Strong legs, inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, side body stretch to the right, your variation. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, right arm to the sky for your twists. Follow with your gaze. Exhale, unwind. Hands to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Halfway lift, breathe in. Reach your arms out. Exhale, fold. Work your fold as you empty out. Halfway lift again. Hands on the ground or fingertips on the ground. Exhale, crawl your hands forward, rotate your toes to face forward. Inhale, halfway lift at the top of your mat, so step forward and lengthen your spine. Exhale, tuck and curl your little tiny ball, get as small as possible. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, so spine parallel to the ground. And exhale, plant your hands, feet back, lower down, chaturanga. Heart lifts, breathe in. Hips lift, breathe out. Almost there. Inhale your left leg high. Slowly and softly exhale, left foot forward. Strong legs, rise. Inhale. Exhale, side body stretch up and over to the left. Inhale, come back to center, crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your hands to the earth. Right hand stays rooted. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Open it up, gaze up. Exhale, unwind, hands to the right side of your mat, wide-legged forward fold, set yourself up. Halfway lift, breathe in, reach your arms out to the side, strong through your back body. Exhale, fold, crown of your head towards the ground, sit bones towards the sky. Halfway lift, fingertips on the ground this time. Exhale, crawl your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. Step forward, halfway lift, breathe in. Now listen, exhale, fold. Bring your big toes together to touch. We're gonna take a toe stand. So bend your knees, lift to your tiptoes. You can start in your little tiny potato bug ball and even stay here to modify. Otherwise, squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your heels towards one another, and see if you can lift your hands up to your heart. Lengthen your spine. So we're balancing on our toes, squeezing through our inner thighs. Spine is nice and long. Draw up through the crown of your head. Breathe. If you want a huge challenge, see if you can close your eyes here. Take about 2 more rounds. Notice, feel, and observe. And if it's hard, just let it be hard. Let it be challenging. Fall in and out. Feel all those little tiny muscles in your feet, your ankles, your calves, your shins working to help you balance. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Take 1 more inhale. Now listen, exhale. Plant your hands on the ground in front of you. Lift your hips towards the sky. Stay on your tiptoes. Option to take crow pose here. So work your knees as high up as you can on your triceps. Keep lifting through your waistline. Bend your elbows. Propel yourself forward. See if you can bring your big toes up to touch. Breathe into your back body. Belly button draws in and up. Take 2 or 3 breaths here. To get back to your plank pose, you can either set your feet down and step back, or play with a jump back. So if you want to watch me, you don't have to. You're going to jump back to chaturanga with bent elbows. Looks like this. So just shoot your legs back. Take a vinyasa. And then we'll end up either in child's pose, embryo pose, or back to our hero's pose, right where we started at the beginning of class. Just your kneeling position, your seated meditation. So take a moment to just feel, notice, observe, reconnect. Big deep breaths. If your breath is sped up, slow it down. If you've lost it all together, bring it back, fire it back up. Good job, my friends. In your next couple of breaths, let's meet in a tabletop position. So just hands and knees. Alrighty, from hands and knees, pivot on your right knee so your right foot comes to the outside of your mat like a little kickstand. Extend your left leg back, reach your left arm to the sky. For now, keep your left foot down. Think of suction cupping your left foot to the ground, and then reach your left arm forward like you're trying to reach past the top edge of your yoga mat. Lengthen through your left side body. Breathe into your left side body. If this feels really good, maybe you stay here today. Next option is to float your left foot off the ground. Make your left leg strong and powerful. Final option, bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your left foot. Kick foot into hand, Pull hand back into foot and see if you can slowly rotate your heart towards the sky. Breathe down into your belly. Wherever you're at, give it about 2 or 3 more rounds, your fullest expression. Make sure your breath is right there with you. See if you can spread your left toes as you hold your foot in your hand. And with your next exhale, slowly release, unwind, come back to your hands and your knees. And then from hands and knees, take it back to down dog. Bring your feet out to the width of your mat, so feet come out nice and wide, and you might walk your toes forward just a little bit, just an inch or so. Keep most of your weight, keep the foundation of this pose in your hands, and then take your right hand back to grab the outside of your left ankle. So your left palm is pressing firmly into the ground. Your left shoulder is strong. See if you can gaze underneath your left shoulder and twist. If you can't grab the back of your ankle, you can grab the back of your calf or the back of your knee. Make sure your hand is on the outside of your leg rather than the inside. And then use the leverage of your hand against your leg to gently work your twist each time you exhale. Keep lifting your hips, keep lengthening through your spine. Take about 2 more deep breaths. Good job. End of your next exhalation, unwind, move into your regular downward facing dog, so you can kind of adjust your hands, your feet, walk it out for just a moment. And then with your next inhalation, take your right leg back and up. Exhale, step your right foot forward, top of your yoga mat. Standing splits, right foot roots down, left leg floats up. One-legged forward fold, that's all it is. You can stay where you're at. You can wrap your right arm behind your right leg, hand behind ankle, forearm behind calf, elbow behind knee. Or if you want to play with handstand hops, now is a perfect time. Plant your palms, gaze slightly forward, push the ground away. Lift to your right tiptoes, bend your right knee, use your right leg as a springboard to take little hops. Left leg stays straight, strong, and powerful as you hop. Wherever you are at, make sure your breath is right there with you. Let's take just one more inhale. See if you can lift your left leg higher. Maybe take one last little hop. Now listen, exhale, left knee to your nose. So curl in, round your spine like you're doing a little crunch. Inhale, back to standing split, so left leg high. Now step your left foot all the way to the back of your yoga mat. You're back in a low lunge. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Take your right leg to the sky. Open up your right hip. Bend your right knee. Squeeze your outer right butt cheek. So peel your right hip open. Flex your right toes. You can stay here if you want, or come with me. Take just one more inhale. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Now everybody exhale, pigeon pose. Right shin to the top of your mat. Set your body down gently. So right knee is wider than your right hip. Take a moment to find the strength and structure of this posture. So pull your right hip back, left hip forward. It's like you want to get your hips straight across from one another. Then once you have that, you can begin your bow forward, humble pigeon. If you'd rather take this pose on your back or in a seat, you're welcome to do so. Breathe big, deep Ujjayi breaths. You can exhale out your mouth at any time. And then just like we did at the very beginning of class, notice where you're holding tension. Notice where you resist. Just by noticing, perhaps your body starts to soften. Take about 4 or 5 more rounds here. Last couple of breaths, perhaps you exhale out your mouth. And then let's slowly start to lift our upper bodies back upright. And then as you're ready, plant your palms, curl your back toes under, take your right leg back and up, 3-legged dog, give it a nice little shake out. If you would like, you can flip your dog as a counter stretch or any other movement that calls to you. In your next 2 or 3 breaths, we'll meet in downward facing dog. If you want to take a vinyasa, please feel free. So just take a moment in your down dog to pedal it out. Shift your weight around. Notice the difference between right side and left side. Let's take one more inhale into our dog pose. Exhale, gently set your knees down, tabletop position. This time, pivot on your left knee, so left foot comes out like a little kickstand. Right leg extends back, right arm to the sky. For now, keep your right foot down, squeeze your outer left butt cheek, and try to press your hips forward. So get any flexion out of your hips. Your butt should not be sticking out behind you. Now, with your right foot rooted, take your right arm towards the top of your mat. Lengthen your right side. Breathe into it. If this feels really good, sometimes I feel like this is where I'm getting the most benefit, so stay here if you want to. Or, next option, float your right leg up. Make your right leg strong. Squeeze through your medial glute, your glute medius, right on the outside of your right hip. So feel that muscle engage as you lift your right leg. Stay here or bend your right knee, reach back, grab hold of your right foot, and see if you can slowly rotate your heart towards the sky. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Breathe. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths wherever you're at. Good job. Very end of your next exhalation. So take it all the way to empty and then slowly release, unwind. Come back to hands and knees. Take it back to down dog. And then in our down dog, we're going to bring our feet out to the width of our mat. You might walk your feet forward just a tiny bit, not much. So I see people do this sometimes, and then it's almost like they come into a forward fold. You want to stay in a down dog position, so your hands are still your foundation here. Your hips are still lifting, your spine's still lengthening. Take your left hand to grab the outside of your right ankle. If that's too much, you can grab the back of your calf or the back of your knee. Press down through your right hand, right shoulder is strong, and then gaze underneath your right armpit. Use the leverage of your left hand against your right leg to work a twist. Take about 2 more deep breaths. Keep lifting your hips. That invisible rope is pulling up on your belly button and tugging back. End of your next exhale, release, unwind, regular down dog. Just take a moment, walk it out. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot to the top of your mat, low lunge. Root into your left foot. Right leg floats up for standing splits. So again, go wherever you want to go. Maybe left arm behind left leg. Maybe plant your palms. Play with your little handstand pop-ups. If you're playing with handstand pop-ups, really think of keeping that right leg, the one that's floating. You want to keep it straight, strong, and powerful. So if you want to watch me, you can see when I hop, my right leg doesn't really move. It stays straight and strong. And then just play. It doesn't matter if you ever get there. You're just exploring. Take 1 or 2 more breaths. Let's take one last inhale. Lift your right leg higher. Maybe take one last hop. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So curl in and round your spine. Your little crunch gets small. Inhale back to standing splits. And then reach your right toes all the way to the back of your mat. So back to a low lunge position. 3-legged down dog, left leg to the sky. Now open your left hip, bend your left knee, flex your toes, squeeze your outer left butt cheek. So allow your left hip to open. Stay here if you want, otherwise, one more inhale here. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left armpit, so aim high on your arm. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Now everybody exhale, pigeon pose. Left shin forward, set your body down. Take a moment, pull left hip back, right hip forward, so hug towards midline. This is the part that never feels easy, so finding that structure and strength of the pose, that's where you have to put in that little bit of gentle effort. And then you can start your bow, start settling in and softening in. I should say softening around the pose, around the structure of the pose. Keep your front foot, your left foot active. So imagine you're trying to spread your left toes. And what that does is it keeps all the little tendons and ligaments in place. So you're not pulling on your left knee joint or your left ankle joint. You're working into your left hip. Big breaths. Exhale out your mouth at any time. Let's take about 4 or 5 more rounds. One last breath. Biggest breath you've taken all morning long. And then slowly lift your upper body. Plant your palms, fingers spread nice and wide. Tuck your back toes. 3-legged dog, left leg to the sky. So give your left leg a nice little shake out. If you want to flip your dog as a counter stretch, go for it, or any other movement that your body is calling for. Breathe here. And then in your next couple of rounds, we'll see you back in down dog. If you want to take a vinyasa, please feel free. Take one last great big breath into your dog pose. End of your exhale, set your knees down gently. Let's take a child's pose, just a couple rounds. Breathe into your low back, your low belly. And then tabletop position. Find your way into a seat, and then eventually all the way down onto your back. Once you're on your back, hug your knees in, gently rock from side to side. Supine spinal twist, knees fall over to the right, or if there's a different variation of a twist that you want to take, please feel free. Left arm reaches out to the left, gaze up or over your left shoulder. Breathe down into your belly. And then in your next breath or two, just change sides. So take your time coming through center. Maybe give your knees a squeeze in or take a little rock, just neutralizing your spine and your pelvis. And then knees over to the left. Right arm reaches up to the right. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. Big Buddha belly breaths. And then let's come back to center. I'm going to take a happy baby posture. You can come with me into happy baby, or if there are any other poses, stretches, or movements that are calling to you, you're welcome to go there. So give yourself about 5 to 10 breaths just to kind of complete your practice, finish off your practice for yourself. So anything else your body needs or wants, listen to that and go there. And as you start transitioning into your final relaxation, I have a little reading for you. It's from one of my favorite books. It's called Inward by Young Pueblo. And he just says, sometimes we feel like exploding, not because of anything or to hurt anyone, but simply because we are growing, releasing, letting the old parts die so that new habits, new ways of being have space to live. So I think shedding the layers, shedding old patterns, old stories, old ways of being, old habits is a part of life and it's a part of our growth. So sometimes it feels uncomfortable. You feel like you're exploding. You feel like you are sometimes even hurting others or disappointing others. But that is all part of our growth and our evolution. So this practice, what I love about it is it helps us come back to ourselves, to notice what's going on inside, to notice where things feel a little bit off and where we want to create shifts. It allows us to feel emotions that are there and then begin to move energy and start to release them. So for these last few breaths, you have no job but to simply just observe. So as you're ready, let your breath become effortless, relax your body, and just let energy move through you, whether it's good or bad, comfortable or uncomfortable. Let thoughts come to you and then let them go. So you're not trying to control or fix, you're just allowing. And this is where I will leave you for these last few moments in your Shavasana. So if you have 30 seconds only, then spend 30 seconds in Shavasana. If you have 5 minutes, if you have 10 minutes, spend as long as you can, allowing yourself to simply just be. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, Cam. You're awesome. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.